When Bret Easton Ellis wrote the first draft of his controversial novel, American Psycho, he gave his protagonist, Patrick Bateman, a twin brother called Digby. Ellis's idea was that in the womb, Bateman stole oxygen from his otherwise identical twin brother through their shared placenta. This is a real phenomenon known as twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, which by coincidence affected real-life serial killer Larry Hall. In this initial draft, Bateman's genetically identical twin came out as a physically inferior specimen, almost the antithesis of the American Psycho's sharp, conventionally handsome features. Digby had a weak chin, self-pitying eyes, goofy duck lips, and a fawning, pitiful smile that constantly grovels for approval. Ellis originally wanted Digby to be a foil for Patrick, a bumbling failure in socio-economic terms who lacked the drive and acuity of his psychopathic brother, but who ultimately would be seen not only as a moral superior, but would show a more rounded intellectual apprehension of the nature of society. The problem for Ellis was that he could not control this particular character. Digby had a life of his own. Far from seeing the profound infantile cowardice and weakness of his narcissistic twin, Digby was himself sucked into the yuppie glamour. Lacking the particular physical attributes and having even less than his brother's mediocre intellectual abilities, Digby became something worse than the American Psycho. He became a weaselly, cowardly version of his twin, far too stupid to even have the self-loathing that was Patrick's only relatable feature. And for some inexplicable reason, he started using a fake Canadian accent. Ellis tried valiantly to wrest control over Digby's character, but Digby fought back in the only way he knew how, with bald-faced lies. He couched his bloodthirsty, cruel, murderous ways as reasonable and justified behaviour. He let forth a sudden explosion of different rationales, standing for unyielding principles in one breath, then for the greater good of pragmatic utilitarianism in the next. Each point was as specious as it was weak, but delivered with such a staccato fury that Ellis was staggered in the torrential onslaught of mind vomit. The crescendo was reached when Digby laid out his exact reasons for knowing that the Mahatma Gandhi himself would have supported Digby's initiative to turn the homeless into high-grade organic compost. As Ellis reeled from the sheer overload of nonsense and technicolor verbiage, Digby took the opportunity to escape from the pages of the draft. Leaving behind the world of literature, he entered the even more fabulistic world of right-wing politics under a new name, and he never looked back. And that is how he became the Canadian Psycho we know and loathe as David Seymour.